What's up, y'all? Hope things are well. So, I'm gonna just put this out here. Big support of Canvas and what it can do for our people. If that's your thing. If that's not your thing, feel free to just give a dab and, keep looking for the information. So, this is gonna be about the Divine Feminine. This is Divine Feminine Chronicles Part 1. And most importantly, it's more so how you, as a male, especially if you're a melanated person, because one of my main goals, which was always one of my main goals, is to. So y'all know how they always got Wiccan and everything else, right? But you gotta think about it as a melanated person, and by melanin, for those who don't know what melanin is, it's that dark jazzy intelligence, also known on the periodic table as carbon, which is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. Same thing. In the beginning, there was darkness. If you want a religious reference to what melanin is, the core substance from which everything comes from. So now we got that out of the way, and I'll show you to the the quadruple goddess. And I'm gonna get to why I say the quadruple goddess in a minute. But before we do that, let me see. I have my notes here. Boom. So first, we'll go to what is the divine feminine and where does it come from. And I'm more so, my goal is to show melanated people your magic, like our alchemy, what we gave everything rich, which really everything comes from the melanated womb, the darkness, the copper tone, and we weren't always copper tone, we were green, we were blue. So in India, those deities that you see there blue are nothing but a depiction of us. Avatar, not the last Airbender, but which is a great show, by the way. But it has a lot of melanated concepts. It actually shows you a lot of Tai Chi and how we bended the elements. But the blue people, the tall blue people, that was a depiction of us as well. So just to show you in various, that's why they also gave Will Smith as a genie. Yet again, I did that in my numerology and astrology. I wouldn't even call it lecture or whatnot. If you want reference for that to why they put one of the many reasons why they put Will Smith, a melanated person, as a genie. But the divine feminine, we'll go with the Gnostic. One of the many interpretations, but our interpretation is melanated people. So what are the Gnostics before we get into that, right? The Gnostics basically is where modern day Christianity comes from. So everything was the feminine first, because on the deity scale, you got the all, then you got the feminine being the first gender or the first gender deity, because to be one of the ultimate deities, you do have to be androgynous, because that's the only power that's more powerful than the feminine in a sense. Not as far as powerful, like, who can do the most, because everything has to come to the feminine to get through to be life, right? Because the feminine womb is that portal of life. So with that being said, henceforth, a woman coming from a mankind doesn't make sense. If you want scientific analysis for this, you can look up sperm and women's marrow, bone marrow. And, even right now, especially melanated women, since every color, then don't get it twisted. Blonde hair, blue eyes comes from us too. There's a group of melanated children and there's a group of whole of us. Because again, we have everything comes from us. The most quote unquote whitest person in the world is albino, melanin. The most darkest person in the world is who? Melanin. So it shows you we have every spectrum. Nothing comes to this world without the carbon. You have to have carbon in this room to exist. Carbon is the very foundation of the universe. That's like that dark matter, if you will. That's why there's not that much of it that can be seen, because it's in you and it's about to come out soon. Come out this March. So stay tuned. Maybe I said too much, but anyway, we just gonna keep it moving. So the divine feminine, the Gnostic. So everything came from us, right? So in regards to the feminine, we revered the feminine. We gave honor to the feminine, because it's through our melanin women men that we become made men as melanated men. Mind you, even when you go on the soul level, spirit level, they're feminine too. So like you have to get in tune with that feminine, and especially in this new paradigm, it is imperative that you get in tune with your inner feminine, or be in balance with your feminine and your masculine. It's not about being all girly if you're a guy. It's just about acknowledging that you have, which the feminine is the most powerful. Again, is the all, which is pure energy, androgynous, It's above what's called the principle of gender. If you want reference to this, you can look up the 7 Hermetic laws from one of our fellow ancestors, Thoth, who studied in Atlantis, and his name was Jehudi in Atlantis. Jehudi. He's also known as Tahuti in the Necronomicon from our Sumerian brothers and sisters, or the Anunnaki brothers and sisters. So it's always been us, my people. So don't ever get twisted. But not knocking everyone else. You know, you can still get the information too. I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't gonna be no Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom. This is not the Boondocks, but you can get this Huey Freeman knowledge though. Moving forward though, I thought that was fun, so I'm gonna say it. Moving forward though, so going to Gnosticism. So you have Gnosticism, which is where modern day Christianity and Judaism and Hebrewism, all that is just lower sects of the original Gnosticism. Then you got, for Islam, you got what was called Al-Islam, A-L at Islam, which revered the feminine first, which was Madonna, Isis, in the Kemetic pantheon, the Black Madonna in Christianity, also known as Mary, the Virgin Mary, who bore Heteru. Well, excuse me, not Heteru. That's actually Mother Gaia Babaloza, which is the name of the planet. That's for the Necronomicon. Like, think of Lovecraft Country. That's an example of the Necronomicon. But her name was Hathor. There we go, Hathor. It was Hathor first, in a sense. Then it was Heru. So, like, it was really the girl. So, in a sense, she's holding the girl. So, every time you see the Black Madonna holding a child, originally it was the feminine, because the feminine comes first, so the masculine can come through. It's the other way around. Again, if you look at religious texts, they always tell you, like, in the end times, you're going to realize everything was reversed. This is a reference to what it was talking about. There are some truths in those texts. Because they were, again, taken from the truthful people who originally gave it, the original people with the original blood, the O positive. I ain't doing this to kiss y'all ass either. Best believe this is just what it is. It ain't nothing personal. It's just, you happen to be a Naga, and that's the very genetic in the fabric of the whole universe. So congratulations. You know, it is what it is. But moving forward, though, so yeah, we'll go with, so just giving you an example of where always the feminine, it always goes back to the feminine. Even the Bible, just get props to our sisters. I'll show you to our melanated ancestors, our sisters. They wrote the Bible. A lot of the Psalms and the book of Numbers and stuff, that was them. That was no men. That was straight our women. So just to give you another reference, even from the Quran and everything, our women. So, like, you get what I'm saying? It's, again, because it was Al-Islam, which had the feminine. Notice they always give you the masculine deity, the masculine. Anything, I ain't even going to get into that. This is just, we just going to focus on the feminine in different ways. Number one, you're going to find out how to unlock your feminine in different ways. Well, you just stay tuned. Hell, either you want the information or you don't. So, yeah, moving forward, we're going to go to Gnosticism, which was the origin of Christianity, to give you reference. Gnosticism, in the Gnosticism, you have what's called the first word. You have the all. And to give you an example, the Kemetic pantheon, which is based off the Anu, or the Pormandrias, as our Persian brothers, Sumerian brothers and sisters call them, or Hunaku, the hidden one, the all behind, the one behind the one. That's what it's referencing, the all. All those are just different references of the all. And the all is basically this all-encompassing consciousness that is above masculine and feminine. It's just pure energy. And it wanted to expand itself. So basically, in expanding itself, it, mind you, it's called an it. It's not it's a he, it's a she. It's it predates, it goes beyond feminine and masculine. That's an energy that you embody once you want to do certain works. But at your purest form, you are androgynous. You are both the feminine and the masculine. You have both breast and penis. You bafflement. Hello, anyone? Like this, I'll show you out later. I don't want y'all to get scared. But stay tuned. I'll show you. The bafflement is this about, which is one of our ancient symbols. We're going to get into that too. We're getting all that. This is going to be electric. So y'all say, be ready. Get your popcorn. Moving forward though, yeah, so back to Gnosticism. So you have the all, so it wanted to expand itself. So in expanding itself, it made what's called souls. That's why the soul is so sacred. Your soul is this, that, and the third. That's why there's always a fight for your soul in every religious text, or guided by your soul, because your soul is really a supreme deity. That's why they always want you to worship things and give your supreme deity power to other deities. You ever notice in American gods and then Zeus and all these other deities is about the worship of the people. They need the people's worship to stay alive. That's why certain rap stars and everything, when I die, I'm going to live on. I'm immortal, because once you get your consciousness, really, if you declare yourself that deity, depend, mind you, melanin is the closest thing to that because that's the core substance of the universe. So being melanated, you have the oldest genetics in the universe by default. Now, mind you, they do make clones of us to a degree. Don't get it twisted. I ain't gonna mention no names, but a lot of these actors are clones. We gonna get into that later. They are melanated, unfortunately. But it's not many. Like it's certain things they can't do. That's why they stay in certain positions. These are mainly rappers, higher ups, you know, Congress and all that good stuff. You know, all that crooked stuff that's really ran by the Boule, the Archons, the Boule. But again, we gonna get into that later. We just gonna stick to the feminine because they're gonna be including that anyway. So long story short, the souls expanded. It came from the darkness of the womb, the primordial darkness. Pride means before creation. Henceforth, you know, the new gods, the Olympians, they overthrew the Titans, the original beings, and we predate that. But just to give you an example of what we were when we came here physically. Speaking of that, so we came in a physical form to just expand and create because the all was like, you know, go and create, go forth and create. Because you're an extension of me, so you know I learn as you learn. Doesn't that make sense? Isn't that what we do children for? You know, when you have children to continue the span, you want them to go forth and create it as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? It goes the same way. So moving forward though, we went forth, we created. Then you had Mother Isis. So Mother Isis came through and she had the idea to create a being called a child. She wanted a child. Mind you, how it normally works is, and mind you, if you want some of this information, references, but y'all peep game on people that give you this type of information. Now, mind you, it's certain information that can't be gotten out of books. You just get what's called downloads. And you sometimes get downloads, you start hearing that ringing in your ear, that's low-key a download. It's just, as your light grows, you get to hear it or see a number like 111, 222, those angel numbers, going back to those numbers. That's why it's important to know those numbers, or that's why it's important to know your sign, so that way in case you see something like, let's just say you a Virgo, excuse me, and you see the Virgo sign, which is also the sign of Mother Sophia Asit Isis, who is an embodiment of the first feminine deity, if you will, known in a sense, in this kind of universe, known as Protonoia. That's her name. That's the embodiment, that consciousness. Her name is Protonoia, one of her many names. If mind you, that's not the end of all be all. Go in meditation, talk to, and find out other names. But as for now, Protonoia, so you know where to go. At least you have a little map. So long story short, Protonoia was the first gender deity, and then she wanted to create too. So she created an extension of her, because there's certain same thing with our souls. That's why we have to come in a physical vessel, because if we was to come in our true consciousness, we will shatter this realm. As to where they always give you shows with Endgame, preventing the Titans from coming forth and going back in time. They have to stop the Titans, the original Titans who came before them. You know, it's always that thing. They always got to go back in time. I'm going to get on that at a later lecture. But you can look up Brother Panic, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Melanot, Marvin Jones, Melanot Order, Brother Remedy H. Let me throw some sisters in there because this is the Divine Feminine. Sister Joe Polkman. Is that? Yeah, Sister Joe Polkman. Shahzad Ali. But these are more so just sisters who were, but still you can look up these sisters. Conjure Queen. Yeah, Conjure Queen. Let me see. Let me throw another sister there. I want to get another sister in there for real. Want to uplift my feminine real quick. We got Conjure Queen. DRA for good measure. Divine Relationship Alchemy. These are all on YouTube, by the way. So you just like you. So this is someone gets. So you. That my phone better not mess up. I send my energy to make sure this phone stay legit. I'll link into my Aquarian energy. So boom, let me give you an example of that real quick. So I'm born on the 14th, right? Number 4 is Aquarian energy. Aquarian energy rules technology. So if you're a number 4, you kind of good with technology. Even if you don't want to think you are, you really are low key. Also, if you're a Gemini too, or if you're a number 5, if your day equates to a number 5, the day you were born, you're also dope with technology, naturally. Because that rules Mercury. Mercury rules technology as well. Travel, that's why sometimes in Mercury retrograde, stuff is always messing up. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's a natural thing that happens all the time. When these planets shift, things happen. Because they're happening in you, as above, so below. Anyway, though, so I'm just showing you an example why I said that. So you can always, if you want to do alchemy on the fly, practice with your alchemy, do that. Believe it, have faith in it, learn more about your numbers. That way you can learn more stuff that you can do with your numbers. That way when you see 1111, you know you can make a wish. You can internalize a certain intent and it'll manifest that much quicker. It's like writing it on bay leaf almost, depending on what kind of alchemist you are and how much you know that thee are God. You know, thee are God, the kingdom of God is within you type stuff. And really, I'm just saying, thee are all. The kingdom of the all is within you. I'm just keep it real. You know, I ain't gonna spoon and baby feed you. This is the real deal, Holyfield right here. So get in where you fit in with it, because this is your information, my people. And for anyone else who wants to know the real deal of it too, or just to each his own, because it's up to your perception. A person can see a 6 or a 9 depending on how much of a higher consciousness you want to be. If you want to stay right here, you can be a 6. But if you come up, when your consciousness going in your right brain, you come up, you can be a 9. You can see from a 9 perspective, which is one of the sacred numbers of melanated people. Our hair goes into a 9. That's why our hair is the only hair that can defy gravity. Flat tops, afros, you name it. Look at the trees, they grow just like our hair. Going back to why this planet is yours, and we about to finish up on that. How long we got? It's only been 15 minutes. Y'all be all right. Appreciate y'all for listening though. Moving forward, if the information is pertinent to you. Moving forward, so yeah, we came forth as souls, we created or whatnot, and eventually one of the extension of Protanoia being Isis, back to the Kemetic pantheon, that was one of her names, Isis or Aset, and other aspects of that energy too. But her being a definitive one, like for sure, she created a deity called you know what? I'll get on the Gnostic mythos later. Long story short, I'm gonna sum this up. Long story short, because we got a lot of information to get into. She created a deity named Yaldabaoth out of wedlock. Not that, she got impregnated by someone. She literally just did it herself without the all spark. She just did it herself. And you're naturally supposed to have like a feminine and masculine, like the all spark, which is androgynous because it embodies both the feminine and the masculine, but she just did just by herself femininely. And then that really wasn't that bad, but what she did do, unfortunately, was she convinced him that he was the only deity. So for a long time, the Gnostics called this the blind god, Yaldabaoth. That's why if you hear Yaldabaoth, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, anytime you hear that AH, that's normally referencing him. Mind you, that's in a lot of contexts. On the other hand, it can be referencing you, right? Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Allah, you. So, you get what I'm saying? But as you grow in consciousness, my people, or just people in general, you start to realize this, especially melanated people, you need to especially realize this ain't no new age, this ain't no nothing. This is old positive, always been us, has always been us, and will always be us. This is just you remembering. Don't get it twisted. So don't think, oh, this is so deep. No, this is just remembrance. We ain't even got to the new information yet. This is getting to the information. So this is not to sound all deep. You can, again, I gave you the sources. Go rewind the video and look up the YouTube names and just, type in ISIS or Gnosticism and things, and it'll pull up. Especially Brother Panic and Bro Marvin Jones. They will get you there in regards to what is Gnosticism and what our ancestors, that Christianity and Hebrew and all that really came from, what we really had to say. You know what I'm saying? The melanated people got something to say in this piece, you know what I'm saying? But show. So if you want to know your story, I advise you it'll behoove you, since some niggas like to, get all sweet talk, it'll behoove you to go and look up your information. The different aspects of your information. But moving forward though, so she created him. He for a long time created a certain plane, then brought Earth into this plane, and then boom. He wasn't, he wasn't supposed to do none of that. Then we incarnated here to uplift this plane, because Mother Earth is a part of a higher dimension. This Mother Gaia Barbarossa, also melanated people, her name officially in this words, go in your meditation called Heteru, or in the Necronomicon, or for if you want like them doing a ritual in a reference to this, I'll show you the Jordan Peele for at least doing it. Lovecraft country, that being that Hank Aaron destroyed is called Cthulhu. That's the husband of Tiamat. Anyway, my bad. That's who I'm referencing when it says Necronomicon. And that's referencing us who that, because that comes from the Sumerian Anunnaki mythos. It's not talking about nothing but us. All he did was channel that information, wrote it down just like they always do. Sometimes they kill some of our people. Sometimes, they lock some of our stuff away. And sometimes they give it out and they get it in channels like that and they can't hold it. So they got to kind of make it seem like it doesn't exist. Think about this, y'all. I just want y'all to think about this. Mind you, these are crystals, right? I'm gonna give a reference to this real quick. Now, and this is giving the ashe to the divine feminine. Y'all remember Atlantis: The Lost Empire? Y'all remember how it was all, that was the only, now think about this. That was the only movie, and I always get my people to just really think about this. That was the, because they put the truth in a lot of this. That was the only movie where it was all melanated people as the main leads for the most part, as far as in power, ruling the kingdom. We didn't need this ain't no Black Panther. We didn't need no CIA agent. No one's coming in. It's for us, by us, been us type stuff. You get what I'm saying? Well, we kind of always low-key will want what Nagas naturally do anyway, even in the worstest of conditions, when we under a foreign system and stuff, we still get along, despite, you know, the shootings and the MK Ultra and the psyops and the destruction of the Black Panther Party, the infiltration of religion and everything else that they do with us, and the food and the markets and the religion. We still thrive in this peace. Now imagine what we did when it was only us. Let that settle in. Moving forward, we got Atlantis to thank for that as an example, which is it's going based off your. So if you go in meditation, just print out a picture of Atlantis, visualize that, go in meditation, ask your ancestors from Atlantis. If you were born here, you have the Atlantean blood. Well, I'm gonna get into that later, but let me finish this. Long story short, oh yeah, I wanted to make a reference to that. You notice that when they was all there as melanated people in Atlantis, the Lost Empire, they was wearing crystals, although they were blue. And they did magic. It was just basically alchemy. They just didn't say it was magic because, you know, at that time, our Christian parents would, you know, other religious parents would flip. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they ain't even, they'll see Harry Potter and everything. So they know what they wanted, right? So, anyway, yeah, I'm just giving you a reference. And like the same thing, just start to pay attention as you grow in consciousness to certain TV shows. It doesn't always have to be all serious and meditation for 10 minutes and do some binaural beats. I got some Uranus binaural beats playing now, 207.36 hertz from Neo Beats. That's Neo Beats. That's because I was born on the 4. 4 is Uranus energy. You see what I'm saying? This stuff is real if you really get down with your ancestral science. For those who aren't melanated, even if you get down with this science and stuff, is real. As you know, we all know about binaural beats, and y'all that came straight from the pyramids, straight from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and from various other melanated sources over here, because our pyramids over here are more older than the pyramids over in Nubia, which was renamed Africa. That's actually not its original name. So you see the psyop and the psyop, they even have us calling things that aren't even our names stuff that you get, and it corrupts the energy because they know words are powerful. As you're a deity, your words have power, right? If you remember that you're a deity. So wouldn't it be, if I was your enemy, I would want you to speak words that don't give no power? I'll let that settle in too. So moving forward though, and Latin and all that, Latin, French, all that is our languages too. All that. They were all melanated people. If you want the Latin people, there was the Aztec, the Olmecs, and the Mayans and the Incans. Even they make fun of unfortunately some darker brothers and sisters back in Southern America, our brothers and sisters over there to this day, they call them Mayates, which is an honorable term because that comes from the ancient Mayans, who were those ancient time lords. If you want an example, you can look up Doctor Who, or you can look up Doctor Strange, how they go, but they go back in time to solve and regulate shit. They don't go back in time to prevent shit. They go back in time to regulate shit, people that's coming back, i.e. Terminator, how they want to send people to kill certain people back. So, you know, when their destruction, when their time comes, when all religions say their time comes, you know, wouldn't it, if I was your enemy, wouldn't that make sense for me to do? If I knew I could do it? If I knew I was having an effed up system with some original knowledge that belonged to the original people that just so happen to be the people that shut down the most, and they think it's normal, that's so effed up, right? You know, it happens so much we think it's normal. This ain't no pity party, though. You know, still we rise type shit. I'll show you the Maya Angelou, another divine feminine, but it's just to say, y'all, you know, don't take your suffering for granted. Like, you know, what happens to our people and stuff like that, you know, it's stuff that you can do. This knowledge is one of those things. It's one of the biggest things that you can do, is you can pour libations to them. You can go in the astral realm. You can see how they doing. You know what I'm saying? You can knock the shit out of a cop. You can be invisible to cops with your alchemy. But of course, what they want you to do, be physical with them, right? Which we can do. But of course, you get a gun and then it changes things for anyone. Even the monkey with a gun is dangerous, right? So, moving forward though, just food for thought. Anyway, so we created, all that happened, what was that? We created, all that happened, and then Yaldabaoth got jealous because he didn't want us in this plane, and we were souls, androgynous, We were green and everything. Some of us, it was different because this melanin is a metallic suit. They showed you on Black Panther, and that's true. That's why it charges in sunlight and it gains kinetic energy. I want you to look at what kinetic energy really is. As a matter of fact, go to Melanin Order, go to Remedy H, and go look up the kinetic energy, and you'll be surprised how your melanin holds that. That's and this isn't a bragging stuff, y'all. This is just genetics. Don't get caught up in a human mentality where, oh, I shouldn't be talking about this because I'm superior. Ain't got shit. People look what they did to the Capitol and shit. They don't give a damn about your superiority. People gonna do it anyway. We talking about your straight up genetics. Don't be shy. Don't be timid. Don't pussyfoot around the shit. Get into yourself. I ain't trying to be rude, but that was for someone. Some of y'all could be great alchemists. Your ancestors are waiting for you to accept. Excuse me. Your ancestors are waiting for you to set up an ancestor altar. Your ancestors are waiting for you to take that first 10 minutes of meditation. Your ancestors are waiting, for you to get yourself together, especially before this summer when 2021 really begins, because this Gregorian calendar that was reversed from our original calendar that was from the soul beings, and we still had a lot of light before we fell down in the age of Pisces. That was out of the age of Aries, but that knowing your astrology, you would know that, right? That could help, because you see what I'm saying? As above, they get this astrology. By the way, you can look up the Dogon people. You can look up signs and history of the Dogon. I forgot about, but you can look up Brother Panic, or Brother Panic is probably one of the best ones. You can look up one of his lectures on the Dogon. He gives that book. Awesome book. All those symbols, y'all, those astrology symbols, they got it from the Dogon. Another one of our Nubian brothers and sisters over there. So in Africa, to give y'all a reference of the colonizer term, Africa. So, in summation, in closing, we built, Yaldabaoth got jealous. He sabotaged our hypothalamus glands. That's why, like, some of your DNA shut off and everything else. And he basically started degrading the DNA by putting smallpox in there, by putting all these chemicals, by lowering the vibration, by doing curses, by getting our people to betray us. Mind you, he's part of us melanin people because he has deity in him. And we all know how Isis looks on the Egyptian pyramids. So let's just get that straight right now. So, so ain't no debating, ain't no tittying around. It is what it is. I ain't trying to make no one uncomfortable. If you come in here for the information, just take the information. Someone's genetics is that it is what it is. I can stand the sun, I enjoy the sun. Some people can't enjoy the sun. It is what it is. Be who you are, you know what I'm saying? But don't knock the next one. It is what it is. I'm just saying. It's not to make anyone uncomfortable, because I got a couple of one or two or three Caucasian ancestors, so I want to make y'all comfortable too, but not at the expense of sabotaging this information, because this information can help you out too. Your melanated best friend, let them know about who they are, and your ancestors gonna give you some props. You having a melanated friend, your ancestors may have been one of the ancestors that helped us when our own people turned on us. Because no offense, but y'all never got us. It was our people that betrayed us, that used y'all. And they're called the Boule today. Bill Cosby and various other people are examples of this. But Al Sharpton, all of them. Messi Jackson, also known as Jesse Jackson, that got us to call ourselves African American and Negro when we were no such thing. We're indigenous Murs, M-U-U-R, or Moors. Also, but it's called Moors now, but I ain't gonna get into that because some other information on that. Y'all be careful with that. But Washita, Dr. Alim Bey on YouTube. Dr. Alim, A-L-I-M-B-E-Y. Will probably be one of your best bets if you want to get into. And Dane Calloway. But do Dr. Alim Bey if you want to go really far. If you want to get certain nationality cards. Get your status changed, because if you look up the black, there's a law called the black. I think we talking about the divine feminine. I'm gonna just stick to the divine feminine. We gonna get into that though. It's for another time. But you know the YouTubes now. You got two. Shoot, Melanin Order, Brother Marvin Jones. Look up his stuff about the Washita. Awesome, definitely look up his stuff if you want to know. This is your knowledge from people. This is your birthright. Love you. You're welcome. All right, so we got we did that. Yaldabaoth got jealous. That's why we are where we are now, and we already went over the Oz and the. So basically, this all similar from the woman. So it's always the woman, always behind everything, always. It's not kissing ass. It's just being honest. It's just this power. This ain't got nothing to do with genetics. It's just pure power. And now we're gonna get into So now you know what kind of divine feminine it is. Protonoia, she made Isis. Isis made Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth made this realm, brought Mother Earth down here. Now we here still liberating it up, and it's about to be done soon. And you can look up Gnosticism, bro. Marvin Jones goes into a deeper explanation of that. I'm gonna go into a deeper explanation of that too, but because there's some other information too that I found out as well. I'll show you the Maldekian brothers and sisters for those who kind of got those downloads and those activations, especially after December 21st. Yeah, I got a lot of downloads. So that's why y'all want to get in that meditation. And you wonder what Maldek is, that asteroid belt that's right between Mars, that's kind of in between Mars and Jupiter. Maldek used to be the fifth planet in between Mars and Jupiter, for those who kind of know. And then it was destroyed. They also used to call it Marduk. That was another name for a celestial body, Marduk in the Necronomicon, the Tiamat, Cthulhu, Lovecraft country. See, I'm giving y'all good references, that way y'all can remember this information. You know what I'm saying? Just peep game. But and if you haven't seen Lovecraft Country, it's on HBO. It's Jordan Peele created. For you don't know who Jordan Peele is, he's a brother that created Us and Get Out. I know y'all know what that is. Any melanated person gotta know what that is. So, or at least heard of it. But yeah, so one of the aspects of getting in tune with your divine feminine, back to that protonoia that I said, that Earth, Mother Gaia, Mother Heart, because if you switch